Well, first of all, um, really pleased with our skate today. It was a lot of fun out there, and we try to celebrate these moments because we know that there aren't an infinite amount of them, and so you got to do your job, but we also like to kind of have a special moment, and I think that we really achieved that today. And I think what we're most proud of when we can compete at any given competition is when we feel like we left it all out on the ice, and I think we certainly did that today. We accomplished all of our goals coming to this competition. Heading into next year, of course, it's the Olympics. Haven't given it a whole lot of thought. We are really focused, mostly on this season and what it would mean for us to win the Worlds. Obviously, we're looking forward to the challenge of next year, and of course making the most of it. We'd like to win the Olympic gold medal. So, it's just back to work now. and that's fun and exciting. It's something that we look forward to, so really pleased.
Well, as I said in the mix zone, it was a very special week for Tessa and I, for obvious reasons, in our hometown with the crowd on our side, and to be able to skate at a World Championships with the people who have been there from day one and supported you. And Tessa and I consider ourselves very lucky to come from this community, from London, Ontario, and Bilderton, Ontario, where I come from, doesn't have an arena like this, so this is as close as it gets for me. But to have those people in the venue with us, it was special. And other than that, we were very happy with our skates this week. We were strong. We had the right approaches, and we feel like these are performances to build off of. So we're going to take this home and go home and work for next year. And we're really looking forward, obviously, to a big season next year and coming out on top. And that's this rivalry between the two of us seems to have heated up a little bit now, and should be a little bit of fun going into the Olympics.
Для нас он очень много значит, потому что это первая медаль чемпионата мира, и мы действительно очень много работали над тем, чтобы приблизиться к пьедесталу чемпионата мира. Нам это нелегко далось, и какие-то болезни, и довольно тяжелые тренировки, пришлось себя перебарывать, но мы счастливы стоять на пьедестале чемпионата мира в Канаде. Достаточно тепло нас принимали даже канадские болельщики.
Рады, что у нас получилось в эти 3 дня сделать то, к чему мы действительно стремились весь сезон. И действительно бронзовая медаль на чемпионате мира перед олимпийским сезоном для нас очень важна.
Is it working? Yeah, okay. So, Dimitri said, yeah, obviously this is our first world medal, and so it means a lot to us, and we have worked very hard to get close to the podium, to get to the podium this time. And it wasn't easy for us. It hasn't come easily because there were some illness, there were difficult practices, but finally we made it on the world podium here in Canada, and the fans were very warm and welcoming. Katja added that so it's in these 3 days we managed to achieve what we've aimed for, and to win the bronze medal in the pre-Olympic season of the World Championships is very important to us.
There was so much talk about the hype with London being here and with Tessa and Scott's hometown that maybe you wouldn't be the crowd favorites, but the crowd was very favorable to you. Came out with the win. Can you just talk about being sort of playing on an away game for you?
Yeah, Charlie and I have talked about it a couple times now since we got off the ice, and I think it just says a lot about the Canadian figure skating fans, kind of the warmth all of us received, really. It's clear that we weren't the hometown favorites coming in, but we received so much encouragement from when we stepped onto the ice until we got off the ice. So we can't say thank you enough for that. Charlie pointed out, as a big sports fan, that it's tough to root for the away team, but it says a lot for the audience. So thank you to them, of course.
Well, we could not be prouder of London, Ontario and the surrounding communities. I don't think we could have imagined a hometown world championship. You know, we watched the Memorial Cup here. This venue has done so much for the city to really bring it to life and bring so many amazing artists to the venue. And it's just so special to share that with our skating family. What's different about this World Championships is that we've felt that excitement building for the last several months. And it's been tangible in the city. It's what everyone's been talking about. It's what, you know, they're putting money into. The streets have never been cleaner. So, you know, all those little things, and it makes it fun. It makes it special. You know, London's been put on the world stage, and I think has handled it gracefully. And you know, the skating crowd is phenomenal. There's no one more knowledgeable or, like Meryl said, encouraging to all skaters. So it's a thrill for us, and we're trying to enjoy every moment. And now that it's wrapped up, we can really take a second and appreciate everything it's worth.
I was in a hockey tournament in Canada, and both benches cleared, and it was a huge brawl, and I think there were parents fighting in the stands, and I was the only one sitting on my bench, and I was telling the story, and Scott's like, you know what, I think I was actually in the middle of that fight on the other team. And so it was a really funny moment, but you know, just how far back we go, and sort of, you know, we're such similar ages. We've had the same partner for our entire career. Being able to train together all adds to, you know, sort of the mystique and what makes it a special rivalry in any sport. And you know, it's certainly special for us to be a part of, being able to go back and forth the way we have since the last Olympics. And I can say, without them, I definitely wouldn't be to the point where I'm at. I think, you know, having our such talented rival as them at the rink every day and seeing, you know, just how great they are has pushed us. And you know, I'd like to think that, you know, in return we've pushed them back. So it's a lot of fun, and I think it's a great storyline for next year. And you know, it's exciting for us to be a part of.
Ever since we've stepped onto the international scene, I mean, that was a really funny story of when we were on the bus, but I remember our very first Lake Placid competition. We were novice, we step out there, and Meryl and Charlie are there, and it's funny to look back on what seems like 12, 13 years of competition now together, and it's been quite a ride, but definitely, I agree with Charlie 100%. We use each other every day in practice. It's nice to be able to talk to each other in change room and know exactly what we're going through. We understand what each other are going through, and also I always say it's really hard to kind of slack off when you have these guys out there, you know, going 100 miles an hour around the ice, and we just try and keep up, and it's going to be a lot of fun.